Good morning, students. Last class, we have learned what is globalization and what are the historical perspective of trade. In this session, let's we see what are the trade and traders were in South India. Okay, let's start the class. Trade and traders in South India. Southern Indian trade guilds were formed by merchants in order to organize and expand their trading activities. Some of the merchants they formed by a group of people to expand their trading activities in South India. Merchant means businessman. If they organize a group means that is possible to expand the trading activities and also it becomes channel through which India culture was exported to other land. Organize means arranging systematically to form a group. Exporter to other land means exporter is sending the goods and services to another countries for sale. And this is the most important. South India trade was dominated by the Cholas and it is replaced by the Pallava. And now we see early traders. In 1053 AD, the Kalinga traders brought red colored stone decorate objectives for trade and also cotton textiles to Southeast Asia. Kalinga traders is the first trade which is started in 1053 AD now in modern Odisha. And they also bought a red colored stone which is used by decorative objects for trade and also the commodity of cotton textiles to southern Asia, that is like Malaysia in a early period. Commodity means materials. And some of the traders operated in southern India such as Gatrigas, Nagaras, Mumuridandas, Ayavol, 500 Setis, Bindas, Gavaras, etc. Some of the traders operated in South India and they have also some rules to follow the wear meat only in temples. And now we see the topic is the European traders in South India. Let's we see how European traders are entered into the South India and also how we can import and export through the coastal and maritime trade. Okay, let's see. The discovery of a new all sea routes from Europe to India via Cape of Good Hope by Vasco da Gama had for reaching on the civilized world. This was due to the trading activity of the various European companies which came to India during this period. Okay, the Europeans have power to control the coastal and maritime trade to export and import their goods and services. Import means bringing the goods and services into a country from abroad for sales. Export means sending their goods and services to another country for sale. And now we see the Portuguese. The Portuguese, under the leadership of Vasco da Gama, landed at Calicut on the 17th May 1498. With the help of Vasco da Gama, the Portuguese entered into the Calicut on the 17th May 1498. And the Portugal were to 60 times of cost entire expedition to India. 60 times cost increased, that is profit. And also the second trip of Vasco da Gama in 1502, that time it establishment of trading station at Calicut, Cochin and Cananur. Cochin was the capital of the Portuguese in India. And next we see the topic is the Dutch in South India. Dutch formed the Dutch East India Company. It was started at 1602. Dutch undertook several voyages from 1596. In 1605, Admiral van der Hanger established Dutch factory at Masulipatinam, Pettapolli, Nizamapattinam and Devanampattinam. In 1610, the King of Chandragiri founded another factory at Pulicat. Other commodities: indigo and Bengal raw silk. Pulicat was the headquarters of the Dutch in India. Other commodities also exported by the Dutch were indigo and Bengal raw silk. These are the other commodities were exported Dutch people in India. And next we see the topic is the British Company. On 31st December 1600, Queen Elizabeth granted charter to the East India Company. With the permission of Queen Elizabeth to started East India Company on 31st December 1600. In 1611 at Masulipatinam and in 1626 at Pulikkal, they were started the English South Eastern Coast trade. The Sultan of Golconda granted the English the Golden Fireman in 1632, by which they were allowed to trade freely in their kingdom ports. The king, that is Sultan of Golconda, granted the permission to start the Golden Fireman in 1632 and also to allowed without any restriction to trade freely in their kingdom ports. Golden Fireman means we can easily trade without any permission. Fort St. George was the headquarters of the British on the east coast. And next, the Danes. The Danes formed an East India Company and arrived in India in 1616. Arrive means reach a place at the end of journey. Tangubar in Tamil Nadu in 1620, which was the headquarters of Danes in India. They were a settlement at Tangubar. They failed to strengthen themselves in India and they are forced to sell all their settlements to the British. And it is otherwise called as Danish. Let's see, the topic is French. The first French factory in India was established in 1668 with the permission of Sultan of Golconda. And then 1693 the Dutch captured Pondicherry but was handed back to the French. Pondicherry was the headquarters of the French. Okay, thank you students. In this section, we have to learn about what are all the trade and traders in South India, and who are all the playing a main role in trade system.